Yo, the Valkyr rework is here, and dare I say, she is better than she was before. She got a lot of like minor tweaks and changes. The really big one that everyone has honed on is her losing her invulnerability in her four, but I actually don't think that matters that much, believe it or not. And I'll talk about that in a little bit when I get to her gameplay loop and how I play her and stuff. But I've been having a ton of fun with her. Before this update, I haven't done any of the super bosses. So like 60 Eyes, the Super Tank, and now Captain Vor. I went through and did them. I was able to health tank the Super Tank. I was able to health tank Captain Vor. I cannot health tank the 60 Eyes, sadly. So 2 out of 3 super tanks, I was health tanking, kind of death tanking with Valkyr, which I will talk about. And she's very strong. Her four, they buffed a lot of the combos on it. So her claws do a lot more damage now. They're even better. Her attack speed buff, even better. Her rip line, even better. Her paralysis, it's better, but like your four does so much damage already. You don't really need to prime enemies with your three like they want you to. I could definitely see it being useful for like new players that don't have super juice or melees and melee mods. So they would need to use their three to debuff enemies. But even then, I'm not a big fan of the three, even now with the changes. So is what it is. 3 out of 4 on abilities. I'll take it. So let's talk about Valkyr and her abilities and how I play her and whatnot. So obviously your main goal is to be in Hysteria 24/7, your fourth ability, your little angry cat mode, and then you're just going to be meleeing 24/7. But besides that, what is there to do? Is to use your rip line and dash around. This has been really fun on Hulvania. I've really enjoyed this. On open tile sets like the Void or Lua, I've enjoyed it there. It's a good movement ability now. And also, you can like zipple into guys now, and it groups them all together, and then you do a melee attack. So that's pretty sick. All right, that's a really good part of the rip line, and it's a nice grouping tool. We got like what 17 guys grouped up there by aiming right in the middle. I'm not sure why these three didn't get picked up, but it's whatever. Very good grouping tool and a very good movement tool. I would keep this on my kit 24/7. For two, activate this. It's just a bunch of attack speed. This is a heavy hammer with my heavy attack build with no attack speed mods swinging like this. So as you can see, it's pretty dang quick and pretty useful. And then your three, we'll use this here. It's a slow, it like staggers the enemies, and now they take like more melee damage. It's nothing crazy, to be honest. Like I said, I'm not too big on the three. And I'll just get rid of all these guys and respawn them then to show off my four. It's not crazy. Alright. And before we show the big one, the four, I'll talk about her passive, which is on the bottom right. The more you hit guys, you get a stacking melee buff, up to 300%. Now, it's not like Rhino's Roar, where it works like crazy in the damage calculations. It is just kind of like a serration mod or pressure point mod. So it's not insane extra damage like you would want it to be. And then the little blue and red meter underneath it is like our death gate meter. And if you fill that up, you can die and you get all of your HP back, and then you can instantly fill it up again. There is no cooldown on this thing. And it's not an ability, it's your passive. It's part of your kit innately, and it's not nullifiable. That's how I was able to tank Vor and tank the super tank, is because of her death gate on her passive. I was literally just hugging Vor's nuts and hugging the tank's nuts and meleeing them and then getting damage in when I could. It is absolutely insane. I was not able to do that on the 60 Eyes boss because of the little hands he shoots up out of the ground and stuff. Those were kind of like two-shotting me, and then I couldn't melee in time on the 60 Eyes boss. I'm sure someone could do it. I'm sure there's going to be a build or some way to health tank 60 Eyes as Valkyr. I was not the first to do it, so very good passive. Extra damage, even though it's not like the way we want extra damage. It could have been like Rhino's Roar, and that would have been insane. And insane death gating. Arguably the best in the game. I think it's better than Sevagoth's. I think it's better than Inaros's. I think it's better than Nidus Sevagoth. Nidus, Sevagoth, and Naros. Yeah, it's all better than those three. I was trying to think if there's one I was missing. Way better. Really good passive, the Death Gate. And now we'll talk about her four, where she turns into like a little ball of death. and we'll respawn all these goons. So I like the spam slide attacks in this. The forward combo like this is actually really good now. But I like to just do my spin attack. And you turn into like a big ball of death whenever you spin. The range on it is insane. And obviously that was without my War Cry active. I guess I should show that too, huh? Because you're going to be in War Cry 24/7 as well. So we'll get all our extra attack speed. And that's what this looks like. Just gone in seconds. So really, really good. Her kit all around is just better. If you enjoyed Valkyr last patch, you should enjoy her now. She's one of my most played frames. I can check real quick. I know she's not super up there. I was really into her when I first got the game many years ago. But kind of fell off. Where's normal Valkyr? I'm shocked. Okay, there she is. All the way down here. She's above a lot of different frames. And Valkyr Prime shouldn't be up here. I'd imagine not. Oh, no, there she is. Yeah. So she's pretty up there for me. I enjoy her quite a bit. Actually, the first Prime Access I bought, I've only ever bought 2 Prime Accesses. I bought Valkyr and I bought Atlas. 2, Exalted Melee frames. That's my cup of tea right there. So that is like the gameplay loop. I like to play Valkyr, her abilities and whatnot. So I'll just hop in right to my builds here and talk about my thought process for everything going on. So this is my main Valkyr build. You want as much strength as possible. And that's exactly what we have going on here. I have Intensify, Transient Fortitude, Blind Rage, Augur Secrets, and then Triple Umbral to boost our Intensify. Obviously, you can see this build does cost an Umbral Forma to use here. It is a bit insane, but it's a must-have, Ben. You will not regret it. You get so much attack speed on your 2, and your 4 will be doing so much damage. It is absolutely nuts. It's worth it. I love it. I've been running, honestly, I did not change anything about my Valkyr build between updates here. I used this beforehand, booted up the new update on Isle Weaver Day, played Valkyr, and I was like, yep, I don't have to change anything. So 2 thumbs up for me. Things of note, we have Eternal War here. This is a must-have. It saves you a lot of energy, so you don't have to keep recasting Eternal War over and over and over and over again to keep your attack speed buff up. And then as for our arcanes, I think Energize is a must to be in your 4 24/7, and you can get Energize right now if you're watching this within like this month, I think, for the next 20 days of the Isle Weaver update. You can go farm it from the new event, go get yourself an Energize. You can get 1 full copy. It's very good. You should have this arcane. Please go grab one. Arcane Battery, I believe this comes from the Jade node and farming the Jade node and getting the moats and trading them with Ortis on Earth. Or is he still in the relay? I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure that's where Arcane Battery comes from. You'll be at 1000 energy very easily with this. It's nothing to scoff at. I like it for the extra just energy. You have a boatload. It's insane. This plus Energize, you should never be outside of your 4 unless you get like a nullified or something, or like hit with a fat magnetic proc and it drains your entire bar, So battery plus Energize, very, very good. That would be my recommendation there. All right. We'll hop onto my Talon build now. And this is what I have going on. Very, very important. Primed Reach plus Spring-Loaded Blade is what turns your sleight attack into a huge ball of death like I have. I think that's very important. That's what I like. That's how I like to run Valkyr. Just spamming her sleight attack through missions is very fun, whether it's survival, exterminates, it's super fun. You can just slide, and slash attack through like an entire exterminate node. It is very fun. Condition Overload. I have this here because I'm like frequently running my Sentinel with Valkyr and my Sentinel priming with a lot of elements. Plus, I mean, I know our status chance is low, but we are doing slash puncture viral occasionally, and like the very rare chance you do need follow-up hits on Valkyr, this will help. I will say this is like a flex slot. The smite mods would be better here, Smite Grenier, Smite Porpoise, yada yada yada, that kind of thing. So This is replaceable. You don't have to run condition overload here. I have it here because I do think it's useful in the rare occasions where I do think I need it on follow-up hits on tankier enemies. Um, it's not getting value all the time. It's trying to just kind of like a chuck in here for whatever. All right, so don't get too hung up on this. You don't even have to run it. Honestly, you could run this build with 7 mods instead of 8, and it'll be just fine. As for elements, I think running just the raw elemental mods for viral here is a must. Well, 2 raw elements of your liking. Viral is not a must per se, but I just have it here because it's just a good, thumbs up element to have on. You could probably honestly mod for any element of your liking, and if it procs, it's whatever. I know we have a super low status chance, so honestly, this is kind of a, whatever you want here, to be honest. There's not much to talk about here. I like it. It feels good to have it on. It's whatever. Blood Rush, stacking crit chance. Valkyr's Talons, love more crit chance, crit chance, crit chance, crit chance. Pretty dope, all right? Run it, use it, have fun. Galvanized Steel, more crit chance, and some crit damage. Very good. And Galvanized Elementalist, this isn't here for the status chance as much as it's here for the status damage. Valkyr's Talons do a boatload of slash damage, so that's why Elementalist is here. So our slash procs are doing tons of damage. And yeah, that is my Talons build. Had a brain fart there for a second. The only mod I'd really think you should really drop and put something else in if you really want to is condition overload. Like I said, you're not getting max value out of this 24/7, but I like it here because normally my Sentinel or pets priming enemies, okay? And last but not least, our Arcane. I have Fortification here because I like having an absurd armor number, even if I'm not getting use of it all the time. Do I think I need all this armor? No, probably not. Is it fun? Yes, I like having the boatload of armor stacks. As for other builds, obviously, I think Influence is just a free shoe-in. If I would do that, these elements would go, and I would just put the 2, on the 2 electric mods. Where are they at? Shocking Touch and Voltaic Strike would just get slammed in here. I have enough room, even with the D polarity, so it's not the end of the world. That would be my go-to here. If I were to make like any changes to like an altercation of this build, just making an Influence light attack build, you'd have insane AoE then. Primed Reach, Spring Loaded Blade, Influence AoE, you're probably just nuking entire rooms from, you could sit in the corner of it and wipe an entire room. It's pretty busted. But I like funny armor numbers and making that armor number as high as possible. So that's what I got going on. As for upgrades and like loadout suggestions, I do have no Archon shards on Valkyr. I don't think she needs any, but I would go for like Cow Forge Purple that increases your crit multiplier when you have over a certain amount of energy. When we run Arcane Battery, it's basically going to be active 24/7. That's really good. I would run a Purple Shard for like Equilibrium and picking up HP orbs and turning them into energy. I would run a Casting Speed Shard maybe. What else would be good here? Oh, Casting Speed, and what's the other Amber Tau one? Not Amber. Oh, whatever. The yellow one. Oh, what's it called? Starting Energy. Give yourself a boatload of starting energy, and you can cast Hysteria as soon as the mission starts. That would be a good deal. I think her Archon shards are really like whatever you want, kind of like your flavor. Make your own sub kind of thing. Just put whatever you want on and you'll have a good time. But that's definitely like my only suggestions there. As for weapons, run Dexterity in your Arcane slot. So, if you do get knocked out of Hysteria, your weapons have a bunch of base damage built up. Plus Dexterity gives you combo count timer, so that's good. As for melees, I really don't think it matters because Hysteria is your melee. You're going to beat it 24/7, so your weapons, just run whatever's best and put the Dexterity Arcanes on, and you'll have a good time. As for Focus School, I think Naramon's best, because in case you are not meleeing enemies, you are going to only lose 5 combo at a time, and it'll be a-okay. There's nothing to worry about, as long as you have Naramon active, and you have the... Is it the very first one? It's literally the very first one, Power Spike. You only decay combo 5 at a time, instead of losing all 12 stacks, if you're not meleeing guys. So, that is it. That's her gameplay loop explained. I showcased her against some enemies, talked about her build, talked about my Talons build, talked about some Archon shard upgrades, talked about my loadout suggestions, which really aren't any. There's really nothing you need to do with Valkyr weapon-wise. So that is it. I'm going to slap on my Primer Sentinel here, and I'm going to hop into some Lua Survival. And we'll run Valkyr and have a good time. So see you there. All right, we're here in our Lua Survival. And honestly, it's going to be super simple. Just kind of going to melee 24/7. Very simple Warframe. There's not a lot of tech going on here. We are just going to melee. There's really not much to say. I am Valkyr, and I'm a ball of death. I'm just kind of spin here and have a good time. Yeah, I kind of think this rework has been really good. My only qualm is they tried their best with the 3, and it's just not it. Somehow paralysis is just still fine. You know, it's not bad. You know, making enemies, you know, more vulnerable to damage is cool. But she's not really a Warframe who needs it, as you can see. Yeah. You could put Helmet on her and replace her 3. Literally any Helmet in the world is good with how much strength we have. Whether it's Nourish and you went viral and then, you know, change your elements around. Wrathful Advance from Kalervo and get huge, gigantic, funny crit numbers. You could really do anything. Silence would be pretty cool. We have neutral range, so silence would be fun. I think, does silence turn off nullifier bubbles? I don't know if nullifier bubbles counts as an ability to turn off, but turning off nullifier bubbles with silence would actually be pretty dope on a Valkyr, now that I mention it. Yeah, but we don't need damage buffs at all. We don't need a helmet for that at all, whether it's Wrathful Advance or Nourish. So I would go for utility. If you don't have Energize, Dispenser would be pretty good. But I like the idea. If Silence does turn off Nullifier Bubbles, which I'm not sure. I don't know if Nullifier Bubbles, if like the drones count as an enemy on their own, or if like the bubble is an ability that Silence can turn on. If so, I would run Silence on Valkyr. That would be my go-to. What else have I seen? I've seen Oh Phantom Eyes from what's her face from Jade. If you subsume Jade and get her eyes ability, that's really good. It's a slow and an armor strip, so that's some cool utility. But yeah, not much to go on there, to be honest. We are just kind of a little ball of death. I like this room. I'm gonna try and stay in here in this big circular room. Let's see what we can get cooking. That's funny. I just did 401k damage. That's a good one. But we have consistent red crits because of Blood Rush. I mean, we're just a big ball of death. There's really... It's insane. Holy, enemies over here. Why are you guys spawning so far away? Wait, where's Violence? Did you see that Violence kill? Holy. Oh my gosh. 3.4 mil I just saw. Listen. She's good. She was doing this before her rework, like the exact same thing I'm doing now, but just slightly worse. She is just a better version of what she once was. And I think, you know, you can't really ask for anything more in that nature. Insane, man. I really should play Valkyr more with how much form I have invested in her. Absolutely crazy Warframe. And you can get her so early as well from the Alad V fight. It is quite insane. She's such a juicer. 1.8 mil I just saw. What saw 1.4 mil. I always try to like pay attention and try to catch like the big numbers in the cloud that just pops out. Oh, we got a Sentient. Mr. Sentient, please show yourself. Where art thou? Where are the sentients at? Where are the sentients at? Where are they? They should be spawned in by now. After they sent the recon guy. Unless they're already dead. I know some people like to do like Tennokai and the heavy attacks. Oh, they're already dead. Yeah, okay, they're over here. And they're both dead now. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, and then we're going to have the Thrax guys. They are dead. I don't Materai, so I don't get the supercharged shot. And he's also dead. Boom. That is Valkyr. There's really not much to say. I'm just going to stand here now. Valkyr Rework. She is just better. Her first ability got better. Her rip line. Her second ability got better because they increased the armor bonus. Third ability got better, but I don't think it's worth using. And her fourth ability also got a lot better. So, and she got a better passive. So, what's not to love? Grind out Valkyr. Put a bunch of form on her. She's worth it. I health tank 2 out of 3 of the super bosses. It's worth it. Adios. Bye.